Once in the pattern, you have plenty to think about. The racetrack pattern and the 90-degree approach are the beginning of all pattern flying. The racetrack pattern and the 90-degree approach are the first steps toward developing your ability to visualize a flight path through the air and to fly that exact path so you can make the plane do precisely what you want it to do and set it down on a dime. Okay, let's go home.
For me, drumming and flying are connected. Learning how to play drums in a band, how to play and properly support a song, informed my learning of how to fly an airplane, how to fly the perfect landing pattern, in two distinct ways. One, go to the source. Find the right person to inspire and teach you, not just the technique, but the discipline. Two, master one section at a time. Don't play the solo if you haven't already mastered the song. I will never forget, I was probably 12 years old, sitting on the couch down in the basement living room of our 1970s split-level, very carpeted house, staying up late on a Friday night to watch the Woodstock concert film. I saw this film and I was never the same. I saw this kid, older than me at the time, but still seemed like a kid, playing this incredible drum solo with Santana in front of 500,000 people and just killing it. The drummer was Michael Shreve. He was so young, 18 at the time. But he had such command over the drums, like he was almost listening to them to understand what to say with them. I was hooked in that moment. I knew that one day I needed to play the drums as well. It took me many years later to get started playing. It wasn't until I moved out on my own, bought a drum kit when I was 19, and started playing in a band within 6 months. Being a new drummer, I just told myself one section at a time. It was really hard to put it all together. The experience of learning how to play drums was much like my first solo flight in an airplane as a student pilot. I felt like I was a bit of an imposter. I was not supposed to be there. Really, you can never feel quite ready enough for that moment, but you can't think about it that way.
Jump to traffic, Scott, 80 Echo, final runway 20, jump to traffic. Standard rate.
You just have to take it one leg of the pattern at a time, while anticipating what's next. The same way that they say, don't get behind the airplane, the same can be said for drumming. You have to know what's coming while staying in the pocket of the moment. So, back to that drummer from Santana. In 1996, 4 years into my playing, I decided to look him up. This is before the internet, mind you. I dialed 411, information, and what do you know? I got his number, and I called him. We had a great conversation, although he was probably pretty surprised. The idea of this extra notion of being observant to how you are learning and preparing.
There we go.
And I think that is... I think that's something that, at least for me, I'm not quite... I know that that's something that I have to cultivate.
Oh, I think you've been cultivating that for many years. Because I think that you follow your instincts and then you figure out a way to do what you want to do, something interesting. And it's not necessarily... The way you get there is not necessarily the way other people would arrive at the same place. And but you get it done, and you do what you want to do, you know, by hook or by crook. And I think, you know, that's just what it takes. I mean, that's the artistic mind, that's the entrepreneurial mind. I mean, talk about areas of relevance, you know. I mean, in the end, really, your life should be creative. I mean, the way you live your life is a creative statement. And now more than ever, right? Because there's more possibilities.
He was open and instructive and full of knowledge. No judgment of me calling out of the blue. A few weeks later, I left my hometown in North Carolina and moved to Seattle to become his drum tech in exchange for lessons and learning by exposure and experience. It was like a young pilot getting to do pre-flight inspections for Chuck Yeager. It was a relationship of trust. I had to do it the right way. He was counting on me. I learned a lot during those years, how music, life, art, and lifelong learning are all connected. Drum patterns are simply figures, rudiments, parts put together to maintain and elevate a song. Punctuating moments as much as keeping tempo. I immediately saw the pattern as a song structure, and all the same thoughts around music applied to flying a landing pattern. Pattern work reminds me of band practice, going over a tune over and over, finding all the weak spots, getting rid of any uncertainty or ambiguity that lies in the song that needs sorting out, the pauses, the movements, and how to make sure that I'm listening the whole time. I always think of my approaches, though, as music. Nothing rushed, nothing forced, and all in time.